Humanity has become more sedentary than ever before. And whether you're casuals like us or a professional esports player, you might be starting to feel the consequences.
The thing is, like, even like 10 years ago, people weren't sitting down as much as they are now because gaming just wasn't as mainstream. Like, gaming wasn't cool. Like, people actually wanted to go outside, like, even like 10 years ago. Maybe more like 15, but like when I was a kid, for example, like, I would probably spend more of my day outside than inside in like the summer holidays, for example, like when you get off school, or, you know, even in the winter holidays, right? You'd be out in the snow, or you're, you know, wherever you live. Like if it's hot, like you just go out anyway. But I feel like nowadays, like at least where I live, like a lot of the time you don't see kids out ever. Like unless it's like a really hot day. Like I think most kids are just inside, and obviously you talk about people, but like most kids are just inside playing games. And even adults, like people even don't go out to bars or clubs as much as they used to. Like people are literally just happy sitting at home, just playing games or watching their favorite shows, whatever it is, right? So yeah, like people do genuinely just sit in their chairs more.
Careers end or put on hold because of brutal repetitive strain injuries in their early to mid 20s. We have watched pro, league, or Counter-Strike players hang up the mouse and keyboard younger than professional athletes.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not wrong. Like people, like I feel like you can retire out of esports at like late 20s. You're just getting like kicked out by these fucking kids, right? But I don't think it has anything to do with like RSI, like repetitive strain injury, or like they're sitting in a bad chair, or they've got a bad mouse, or their wrist hurt. Like I think the reason is probably a lack of motivation. Like, you know, realistically, like I think esports and video games is more competitive of an industry to stay in as a pro than like a professional athlete. In the sense of like, as a professional athlete, you need certain things, right? Like certain training facilities will just make you better than the average person. Like having access to certain coaches will make you better than the average person. Obviously, you know, and because those sports are way more, mainstream's not the word I'm looking for, but because they're way more like regulated to a degree, like people look after themselves more. You're told what to do more, right? Whereas like for the longest time in esports, like even until like more than 5 years ago, there were no dietitians, there were no, people didn't have to work out, people didn't have to, so like by the time you get to your late 20s, your metabolism's through the fucking floor, right? You're starting a family, maybe you've won a lot of events, you've got a lot of money, maybe you're successful. Like a lot of them just give up. They're just not hungry for it, you know? They're fat because they don't go to the gym, right? Maybe they've also got a fat girlfriend because, you know, they're at that age, right? Maybe they're looking to have kids, whatever it is, right? And they're just like not in the mindset to just be grinding all the time. Like, you know, if you are somebody that like doesn't keep up, like if you're not willing to grind until you're 35, you're not going to be a pro till you're 35. Like because these 18-year-olds are going to come in and just shit on you. And I see people using the argument of like reaction time. You're like, oh, your reaction time gets worse and blah, 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 blah. But like, your reaction time doesn't start really dropping until like your late 30s. Like, yes, a 35-year-old will not have the same reaction time as an 18-year-old. But like, the 18-year-old doesn't have fucking, you know, basically 2 decades of experience. Like, okay, he's reacting quicker than you. Just be in a better position. Or like, you have a deeper understanding of the game. You can play around. A quick reaction time doesn't just make you the best pro in the world, right? And having a bad or a slower reaction time doesn't just make you irrelevant, get him off the server, right? So I think it's less about the chair and the mouse. It's literally just effort. Like I look at someone like Apex, for example, or even like RPK, like, or even like fucking, I'm trying to think, there's a pro that I'm thinking of that I can't think of the top of my head, but like how many pros are there that are 30, even in Counter-Strike, right, who are still competing at a high level? Like there's loads. Like, you know, like off the top of my head, I can't think of any, which is not helping my argument in the slightest. But like, yeah, it is genuinely just more an effort of people not caring and not being dedicated long enough than it is about the chair they sit in, right? It's all about, I mean, I think health is one thing. Like, I think if people ate and went to the gym, like ate better and went to the gym more, they could play longer like they do in traditional sports. But yeah. Also, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, this is no disrespect to people that play, I believe this is League of Legends, but like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, genuinely, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, how do people watch this? No wonder these games. I mean, maybe League of Legends does have a big competitive scene, but like, I mean, I'd rather watch this than Valorant, I think. But like, Jesus fucking Christ, Riot! Like, make a game that's watchable, please.
有一次就是去医院检查，然后那个医生跟我说，我这都是40、50岁的手臂了。
40 to 50 years old.
And we've
Holy
experienced
shit.
the challenges of getting older ourselves. Yes, a lot of our staff are in our 30s and positively ancient and still spend hours playing the games we love. As gamers, we
Go outside,
spend
maybe?
more time sitting than almost any other group. It leads to stiffness, pain, sometimes even serious repetitive strain injuries. A chair that fits and supports your body might be one of the most...
Chat, what are odds that this entire video is going to be a fucking ad read? What are the odds that this video is sponsored by a chair company and that's what they're going to try and sell us on? In fact, chat, I'm fucking checking right now. There you fucking have it. Every single fucking time, bro. So, hold on. There is a good chance this entire 12-minute video is just going to be him yapping about fucking nonsense so that they can sell us on this chair. Why is it just frozen? Bro, my PC's just turned into a fucking jet engine. I don't care. I'm not looking at the chair. Yeah, so we're just one big ad read. Let's hear what he has to say. Maybe there's something interesting here.
Important investments you can make. And unlike another box of RGB strips, it could actually make a pretty big difference.
What the fuck is this chair? What in the fucking no taste is this chair? That is... Hold on, let's get a better look at the back of this chair. That's also fucking god-awful, by the way. Rainbow LED strips, especially the ones you can see the fucking strips. Like, holy shit, team.
It could actually...
Holy shit. That's a fucking yikers. That is an actual fucking yikers.
Make a pretty big difference in your life. So today, we're going deep on chairs. The ones that are marketed to gamers and otherwise. We are going to give you the information you need.
Okay, they're probably going to say in this video, chat, but let me give you a piece of advice. Do not, and I mean this, do not buy an actual gaming chair. You know, the ones that like fucking lean all the way back and they like, do not buy a gaming chair, okay? I got one. I had one. Like an expensive one, like I don't remember the brand. It was one of the main ones, like an Omega or something like that, right? It was like £300, like $400 for this chair. It was fucking dog shit, chat. Do not ever buy those gaming chairs. They are a fucking scam. They are a rip-off. I promise you, if you just buy a nice office chair, like an ergonomic office chair, for like, you can get like good ones for like £150, like $200. You will thank me later. They're not just good quality. They are not just comfortable, but they don't look fucking retarded. Like these gaming chairs look. Who wants a game? Like it's not 2016, chat. Okay, just get an office chair, get an ergonomic chair, and just be happy. We don't need to waste our money on these god-awful gaming chairs that look like shit as well. They look like shit, they feel like shit, and they'll just ruin your bank accounts. They're so expensive. Now, yes, this is coming from the man that bought a $2,000 chair. But I'm mentally malnourished, okay? My brain doesn't work properly, okay? And I'll tell you what, before this I had that gaming chair, and that gaming chair was fucking gross. And that's why I don't use it. In fact, it's so bad that after I stopped using it, I offered it to my wife, and she just refused. She was just like, I would rather sit on the floor than have that chair. Like, that's how bad these chairs are, okay? Just don't get them. Just trust me.
And we're going to have a look at some of the most expensive options on the market to see...
He's going to talk about this chair, chat.
The money.
100% this chair.
tool will create a stunning ebook direct from your content, whether it's a Microsoft Word.
I feel like I need YouTube Premium, chat.
Okay, so if you've
So
watched
we
this
don't
show
have that
for a
again.
long time, you may remember that a couple of years ago, we actually did a video on chairs. Which begs the question, why are we doing one again? Well, first of all, that video was...
Never buy it. This is what I'm talking about. Do not buy this type of chair, ever.
On these racing style chairs.
Yikers.
DX Racer, Secret Lab, and
Mine was a Secret Lab.
Dynamic have
Mine was a
marketed
Secret
to
Lab.
gamers for
Wait, no, it was no
years.
DX Racer.
We told you all
Oh, I don't
about
fucking
the
know.
perils of some of those chairs, which
Yes.
can lean a lot more aesthetic than ergonomic. We were only able to point to a few genuinely good alternatives back then, but in just a few short years, that's changed. There are more options for more body types now than ever before. And from pro players
believe
to
him?
streamers to casual gamers, people are starting to take note. These days,
that chair looks cool.
a lot of gamers are as likely to
Herman
have
Miller?
some type of
Aaron, I think?
office chair as they are a DX Racer. There's actually a lot of options, which is great. But if anything, it's starting to get hard figuring out where to even start. And that's where we come in.
Is it? I don't think it's that hard.
also where our sponsor comes in. Today's video is brought to you by Anthros, a small company making high-end ergonomic chairs that are some of the most adjustable
This
and
ugly chair
highest
again.
build quality on the market.
Chat, are we being fucking serious? Who's buying this? Like, I don't want to go on about this again, but what the fuck am I looking at?
Now, part of the reason we are revisiting this topic is straight up because they paid us to. But they are so confident in their
exactly.
product that they agreed to sponsor this video and send us a chair with no editorial oversight. They don't get to ask
that's
for
good.
any changes. They have no creative input on this video, and they don't even get to see it before it comes out.
Okay, so that's actually very good. For those of you who don't know how most like YouTube, like social media sponsors go, is they send it to you, you have to basically give a good review. Just like by default, not just do you have to give a good review, you have to send them the video first to make sure that they're happy with your review. And if not, they'll tell you to fucking run it back. They're like, go again. Sorry, I'm attacking my fucking mic. If they're not happy with your review, they're like, no, run it back. We need another one, please. It's ridiculous. So actually, I will say props to this company. And I've actually seen them sponsor a couple CS events a while ago. And the chairs do look good.
Thanks to Anthros, we have the chance
But
to look at some of the most
this video is just a big ad
expensive
read. They wouldn't have
chairs.
made this video without an ad. I guarantee the last one had an ad
Over
too.
$2,000. So today we're going to take some of the priciest chairs you can buy and take them through the paces. We're going to compare them to options that might be a fraction of the price and
Yeah, like, hold on. Like, here's the thing, right? Hold on, let me get to this next
We're
one.
gonna
Most of these chairs here, like, look at these, but like $400. Like, I know that's expensive for a chair, but like, this is the same price as like these gaming chairs, these old gaming chairs. And these will just be like, not just comfier, not just more breathable. Like the other ones are just like a sweat boxes, but like, they'll probably last longer.
compare them to options that might be a fraction of the price.
Not that
and
I'm a
help
chair
you figure
connoisseur.
out exactly what you need to know before
The chair
you
man.
invest in a chair for your setup. And to get us all started on that, I'm going to throw it over to another one of our hosts, Sean Wetzlar.
All right, so I've sat in a lot of office chairs and gamer chairs.
the
And
chair
on
man.
this channel, for a long time, we've said that it's hard to recommend a lot of the chairs catered specifically to gamers. But the market has changed a lot in the last couple of years, and there's more options than ever. This time, we get the chance to look at some of the higher end options like the
They do a black version. I can't tell if it's better or worse. It's just a motherboard on the back of a chair. Like, what in the fucking 40-year-old virgin programmer chair is this?
Anthros chair. Now, last time we made a video about this, we gave you all the advice that a lot of people will give on the internet. If you can't afford it full price, you should go find a refurbished Herman Miller Aeron. Aerons are everywhere, they're widely available.
This is one I looked at as well.
Supply depots, and Herman Miller has been the gold standard in ergonomic chairs for a long time. I'd love to be able to compare the Aeron to the Anthros chair. If only I knew where I could find one.
If you don't know how to make chords, this is it. Congratulations. The chords are already made
All right,
for you.
chat. I will get YouTube Premium for the next stream because this is going to piss me off if we're watching
So
7 ads a
this
video.
time, we're going to be taking these chairs and
My
really
bad.
putting them through their paces. We're going to drive them across southwestern Ontario and get the opinions of real experts. We're going to compare them to other
Chair
competitors
experts.
that are more widely available,
Hell
more
ads.
available, more cheap.
Yeah, well-
And we're going to answer a pretty important question.
Okay.
This chair, it's really
Shut up.
comfortable. It's highly
No YouTube
adjustable.
Premium.
But is it really worth the money?
So we're here in St. Catharines, Ontario at Brock University. We're going to see Garrick Foreman, who we've interviewed in
The
the
chair
past,
man.
and he has studied gamer ergonomics specifically. And so
How do you explain that to your parents? What are you going to college for, son? I'm getting a degree in gamer chair economics, Mum. You don't get it. That's a crazy degree. I mean, maybe he doesn't have a degree in it, but that's a like, there was a point in this man's life where he decided, I've got to study gaming chair ergonomics. Did I say economics? Gaming chair ergonomics.
So he's a
Holy.
great person to take a look at these chairs and really give us an expert opinion.
But maybe he'll
on
know good
whether
stuff.
They're actually worth the money.
It's actually
Right, chat. Socks need to come off. It's too hot in here now. I'm not letting you see my feet though, you cheeky bastards. Socks are off though. They're gone. Get them out of here.
a wing of research I wanted to go into, is that everyone's working in offices or even their home offices, sitting in chairs, and they go home and sit in chairs and play video games. Horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
That's actually super valid. Like, he may have looked at it like a business opportunity, right? Like, in his mind, he's gone, okay, people are sitting in chairs more at offices at home. He becomes like a chair expert, okay? Like, imagine if you're a business or you're like a big entrepreneur and you're like, we need to buy 1,000 chairs, right, for our offices, or like, I need a chair that's really good. This guy comes in as like a specialist, okay? He will source the chairs for you, right? So let's say it's $500 a chair. He tells you it's $600. He takes $100 per chair. Even if you're taking $10, $20 per chair that he sells you. Plus he's an expert, so you probably pay him for like a consultation. And like, especially if you came to him like, oh, I've got a lot of pain in like my lower back. Like, he's probably like the type of guy who's like, well, you need this chair. Let me get it for you. Bro, this guy might be a fucking genius.
Do that. You go home, you're doing a job that's very different, and then you come home and work in a chair. So very important to have a chair that fits you well.
That is true though. That's valid.
Chairs is companies either don't add adjustability to them, or they kind of build this one size fits all, who knows if it'll fit you ergonomic chair that looks really cool. And so a lot of people go, I'm gonna buy that chair, that looks awesome. They say it's ergonomic, who am I to question it? And it comes and it's a brick, and maybe you have a couple height adjustment things, maybe you recline a little bit, who knows?
Garrett gave us a few features you should consider when looking for a chair. You want the basics, like adjustability in the height of your chair and the placement of your lower back or lumbar support. You want the ability to tilt back and forth so you aren't sitting in exactly the same position all the time. Ideally, you want your arms to be able to move up and down as well as side to side. And while it's not as common, it's great to get seat pan adjustments.
My $2,000 chair.
In a perfect world, you want 3 to 4 inches of space between the back of your knees and the edge of your chair. But this is an important time to highlight that
I don't think I've got 4
very
inches.
different
I need to move mine back then.
and sizes. All of our bodies are different. I'm 6'5", and a chair that's comfortable for me.
I'm 6'5" chat. I'm 6'5". So, me and this guy are the same. Me and Dimitri, we're like, yeah.
May not be comfortable for you.
The adjustability is very nice. And the foam's nice. I was ready to be cynical of this chair because it's funky looking. And it strikes me as a chair that was made to look funky, like the backing, to be like a gamer chair.
Fucking ugly.
But it is quite comfortable. Depending on how the armrests are, I would say this is like a phenomenal chair. Seeing it over time, I think would be really important. Like, I think this chair has a lot of potential though, because I think it's better foam than a lot of other chairs. And I think a lot of people view it as, well, I'm not spending $2,000 on a chair, 2,000 plus on a chair. You know, it's just for work. You're spending a third of your life if you work an office job in a chair, more or less. And so if you scrimp on that, you're gonna pay for it down the road.
I think mine's nearly half my life, by the way.
Time, as you are sitting in poor postures,
yes,
as a whole, you're gonna start to see tissue degradation a little bit.
This is also probably the place to note that, yes, the Anthros chair comes with arms. We were sent 2 models, and the model you saw at the university
Why wouldn't it go
came without. But having tried both, we would definitely recommend picking up
I mean, I guess
arms
that
if
makes
you invest
sense.
in this chair. Anyway, the bottom line
even
is
think
that
about
you should
chair
go out
arms.
and find the best chair for you, not for me or for Sean. And sometimes the internet just isn't the best place to do that.
Teenagers are building businesses with AI.
Chat, I'm sorry. I will get, I promise on everything, I will get YouTube Premium for the next stream. In fact, I might genuinely get YouTube Premium.
We are going to Burlington. We're going to check out an office
for the next video. I might just buy it now.
Source. And there's a lot of businesses like this all over the place, right? Where you can go, you can see office furniture.
3 ads? They're fucking farming me.
You can sit in a chair before you actually invest in buying one. And I would really recommend that you do that. I think especially when you're talking about some of these high-end chairs like the Herman Miller or the Anthros chair, you want to make sure that it's right for your body before you make a significant investment.
Especially during COVID in the early stages when businesses were shutting down and forcing people to work remote from home, this is when it all started. And we were getting a lot more complaints from just people coming into our store saying that their dining room chair doesn't work for them anymore.
Yeah,
You're
no
looking
shit.
for comfort, okay? And a lot of comfort comes from the ability for the chair to be able to adjust to you.
Ultimately, there's a lot of science behind what chair is best for you, but it also doesn't have to be complicated. The best chair for you is one that's in your price range and comfortable. If you've got a couple of $100 and are sick of whatever you bought off of Amazon for $50, go to your local Office Depot and try out their task.
Okay. Yeah, go to your local office place and try the chairs. Don't fucking buy them from them. I mean, maybe they have a good deal, but most of these places where you go like in person to buy, not just chairs, like most furniture, just sell it for more because they've got more business upkeep, right? Like they're paying for the fucking building you're buying the chair from, so you're already priced up 10%. They're paying for the employees working in there. Like, your best bet is to find a place that is basically only online, watch like 400 fucking reviews on it, and buy it. Like, I don't know, it's a tough one. There's this one chair, I think it's still quite expensive. I think it's a Steel Series chair that I've seen incredible reviews. I've actually seen some content creators choosing it over, which is what most people have is this, or the Aeron, which they showed in the video. I forget what this one's called, but they're Herman Millers. Like, a lot of people go for this Steel Series one. Yeah, a lot of people buy the Steel Series one. And I think that's still like $600, so that's a lot of money for a fucking chair, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, I think your best bet is to not go to a store, unless sitting in it yourself is like really important. But a lot of these medium tier chair companies that sell like these $200-300 chairs, a lot of them have like a good return policy. Like, try it for 30 days, and if you don't like it, we'll take it back. Like, I'm pretty sure my Herman Miller had that, and this was $2,000. And if I didn't like it, they would take it back after like 2 weeks, I think. So,
chairs.
I don't know.
If you need something with more adjustability to feel comfortable, you can get great ergonomic chairs for anywhere from $300 to $500.
In the field of ergonomics, there's always this debate of, do we design the task?
I think that is the sweet range. I think the best range is $300 to $500, and I think you will get the best chair is in like what you're paying to how good the chair is. That is the best range. I think $600 to $800, you will basically get the best chair you can possibly get. Where like, is it better than a Herman Miller? I mean, like, maybe it's not better, but like a Herman Miller's like 3% better. So it's like, is it worth twice the price? Like, no, it's not.
For the person for the task. And if it's a commercial product, you can't design the person for the task. You have to design your product for the person. And I think a lot of companies approach it differently. Herman Miller, for example, has different sizes for their different chairs, which I think can be really good because
that was
in the ball.
That was my chair, yeah. This one here, this is mine.
Has different sizes for their different chairs, which I think can be really good because puts you.
Yeah, I don't have the blue on mine though. Mine's just all black. I wanted the mesh one actually, because then it'd be a bit more breathable, but I don't think they had it at the time. Or maybe there's not a mesh one, and I'm just fucking lying.
In the ballpark,
but I've literally got that
adjustability around your ballpark, which is nice.
It's the Logitech sponsored one. The Aeron's got the mesh back.
Full of Herman Millers, we're also pretty confident telling you that they are the gold standard for a reason. Their chairs are versatile and they last for years with no visible wear. But if you've tried cheaper options and are still feeling discomfort, or you're just putting in some real gamer hours and spending a lot of time in your chair, it may be time to invest in a high-end option like a Herman Miller or an Anthros. And Anthros in particular caters...
Okay, I would say unless sitting in your chair at home is your full-time job, okay? Like you sit at your desk at home 5 days a week for work, and then you play games in the evening in that chair, that is the only time you should be buying a Herman Miller. Right? If you work somewhere else and you use it just for gaming, you need to be in that $500 to $700 range. You should not be spending $1,000+ unless you're just rich as fuck on a chair that you only sit in when you're gaming. Like, I genuinely believe that's a massive waste of money because you will get 95% of a Herman Miller in a $500 to $700 chair that you're only using for a handful of hours a day. Like, I work from home, I play from home, I stream from home. So, like, I am in this chair. Like, there's been points in my life where I've been sat in this chair like 14 hours a day. And on the gaming chair I had, like, I was actually getting like, I had a really sore back. Like, my back was getting worse and worse as the weeks went on. Like, that was after I started working from home full time. So I was working from home, playing from home full time. My back got worse and worse and worse. I got this chair, and I shit you not, a week later, all back pain's gone. It's never come back. So, like, I do recommend this chair highly. There's a reason every fucking streamer has this chair. but it's not worth it unless you're like 12 hours a day in your chair.
Especially to folks who are experiencing pain or discomfort.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys started out making wheelchair cushions, and it shows. The foam is extremely
It does
absorbent
look
and
comfortable.
has all the adjustability you could ask for. Having tried it ourselves and taken it out to a real third-party expert, we can tell you firsthand that
It's so
Anthros
ugly.
does offer one of the most versatile chairs on the market. And while you do pay a premium
That's the Herman Miller, right?
for that product, they are also
That's this chair? $2,000 for that? For this fucking motherboard chair is $2,000. What the fuck with his retard smoking? I assume you can get a different back on the chair. If that's the only back this chair comes with, they can't be selling chairs. There is no way that people are looking at that and going, I know I could buy a Herman Miller for the same price, probably save money, but let me get that. $2,000 for this chair, please.
deeply committed to
Can't be.
customer service. Sean spent half an hour talking to their on-staff physiotherapist to ensure he was using the chair properly, and they'll do the same thing for any of their customers. But it's
I mean,
also
that's pretty cool,
completely
if that's true.
possible you can check all the boxes you need to be comfortable and pain-free for far less money. As Gary pointed out, there are a lot of ways to mitigate a chair that may not be as high-end.
If you have a $50 IKEA chair, you can be okay, so long as you are taking appropriate steps. If you understand that my chair is not the best and I need to account for that, you
A $50 IKEA chair, that's gonna be worse for your back than just like lying on the I'm not that lying on the floor is bad for you, but like what are we talking about here? Like a $50 IKEA chair?
do it. So
What
one
does it
thing
even get
is
you?
Movement variability is really important. If I'm gonna sit
stool?
up in a nice posture, maybe I do this for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then maybe I sit back and I slouch a little bit for 5 minutes. So you have to be able to cycle
love
and
it,
give those
slouching.
muscles time to rest, or else you're gonna sit there for 8 hours and you are going to be in agony. Breaks are huge.
That's literally why I got this chair, chat. Let me spin it around for you, okay? The back of this chair, it has, can you see this on the camera? I don't think you can, okay? The back of this chair has like a mesh system. I don't see if you can see it, but it means that like no matter where you're leaning, you've always got like a back support, you know? Like it's really hard to see. Trying to get it in the right light. Like see, I can get my hands under this. It's like a mesh system on the back. So it like supports you no matter where you're sitting. W chair. So I got this over the Aeron because the Aeron it sit like this one that he's in here, which he's saying about adjustability. This chair is like a fucking race car seat. Like this chair, it's great if you're planning to like sit like upright like this all day. If this is how you want to sit all day and always have good posture, the Aeron is great for that because it just keeps you, it locks you in place. If you want something where you can move around and just be a bit of a fucking spastic, like I am, where I'll just be like sat like this with my knee up on the desk for like 6 hours and then wonder why my leg hurts, this is the chair, okay? This chair is so good for that. And I think the Steel Series one I was talking about is the same thing as well.
I would recommend every half hour, get up and move. It doesn't have to be a lot of movement, because if you're staying in the same posture, it's really... Recommend every half hour, get up and move.
No, chat.
It doesn't have to be a lot of movement, because if you're staying in the same
Oh. No,
posture,
that's
it's
I'm
really
not gonna
bad for
fucking
you
play. That's
because I've
crazy.
done a little bit of work
Because
on
I definitely
fellow
look like that too. If I got up right now, I'd look the same.
People barely moved when they were playing. Even just in a single game, they are so static, they barely move at all.
So that's pretty much it. Whatever chair is best for you, we hope this video has helped you find it. Or at the very least, that it's got you thinking about it. Our bodies aren't designed to...
Chat, this entire video is a fucking ad read. This entire video, start to finish, was an ad read. They set it out as a video about other chairs, and they spoke, all they did in this video is speak about the chair's competitor, Herman Miller, and how expensive Herman Millers were, okay? And then showed you a chair that's just the same or more expensive than a Herman Miller that looks worse and doesn't have the same reputation, and went buy this. They didn't once, at least as far as I can remember, show a budget chair in this video for people to buy. Not one budget chair. They didn't show a single chair brand that is significantly more affordable than the one they're advertising for that you should get instead. They just said, go look for budget ones yourself, povos. Hey, listen up, poor people. Go find your own fucking chair. That's basically what they just did. And they got paid like 20k to do it.